you all for joining me today. It may resonate with you if you happen to have Sagittarius in your sun, moon, rising, or Venus. Let's jump right into this reading. Let's see what is going on for the Sagittarius nation. Sagittarius. Some of you Saggies, you're having a court battle, a court situation. Legal situation might be playing out this week. This might be a continuation of something that has already taken place. This could have been a very long, drawn out, difficult, especially if this is a divorce. Some type of legal proceedings. I see somebody who tries to push you down, puppeteer a situation. Somebody that thinks that they're superior. And somebody that likes to be the center of attention. You could be dealing with someone, Sagittarius, that you might feel is vain, selfish, maybe even careless with your heart. This person could be a performer, could be in the limelight in some type of way. I don't know, but that's kind of like what I'm seeing. I also feel like you might be dealing with someone who does not want to change. And I think that spirit guides are bringing it upon this person's head, helping them to realize, you know what? You got to be able to make some changes in your life. Someone has been avoiding some type of change, and I definitely very strongly get Scorpio. So this could be somebody that maybe you're battling it out in court with. Or somebody that, this might describe somebody in your life. Somebody who it could be very condescending. Act like there's somebody with a superiority complex. But it's really a facade. Okay? Somebody is putting on airs, making it seem as though they have that they're this confident, well-rounded person. And they could be to a certain extent. But I feel like somebody is just putting on the extras with it. Okay. Yeah. I think you are. You're in love with someone who could be selfish. Possibly somebody that does not, like, withholds money, withholds responsibility, financial responsibility for maybe kids, a family. This could be why you're taking somebody to court. It could be due to child support. As I see some type of court battle. And I see a situation here where you have 3 people. So maybe you're in court, I don't know, having to do with 2 people, a group of people. Okay. This could definitely be that somebody might be trying to get somebody's attention. Somebody's in a relationship. And there's like a homewrecker trying to kind of like barge into the situation here. Or this is somebody flirting with somebody else, even though they're in a relationship or they're in a marriage. Something went down, I think, last week or like in the past months. Because it looks like something has you feeling like, you know, you never want to repeat that again. You never want to feel that way again. You never want to feel oppressed. You never want to feel depressed, pushed down. You want to be treated like royalty. You want to feel like you're put on a pedestal. But it feels as though, you know what I mean? You want to feel prioritized. You want to feel like you're important to someone. And I just think that something is off between you and someone in particular. It does not have to be in a love relationship. But for a majority of you, I feel like that's where it may resonate. But I definitely see a situation here where it may have something to do with a friendship. Okay. Maybe you're feeling lonely. Maybe you're feeling like you need some type of emotional support, but you don't know where to turn. You have a lot of responsibilities on your plate. Sagittarius nation, this could definitely be a week or this upcoming week. You know, things might play out over the weekend, but whatever the case is, I think a lot of you might be single parents or you are becoming single parents for the simple fact that someone doesn't want to change and you never want to feel that way again. Something went down. I sense jealousy and I sense somebody spying, snooping, trying to get some information about what might really be going on behind somebody's back. I think you have unconditional love for someone. I do. And this could indeed be a Leo or someone that might have Leo in their chart. This could be you. But I definitely sense that there has been some type of mistreatment, and I think that somebody is going to snoop for clarity. Be curious, look deeper. I promise you, somebody is lurking around, trying to get more information about something. Somebody has some money that they have put away, some money that they're keeping a secret. Somebody's keeping money hidden from you, Sag, or you might be doing this. Let's see what else is going on. Sag Nation. Okay, that's where you never want to feel that way again. I think somebody really cut you deeply. You feel like you don't feel like yourself. Something happened, Sagittarius, where you're feeling broken. If you feel like someone cut into you, something has definitely affected your self-esteem. It's because somebody's playing mind games with you. Okay, Sagittarius. And I definitely feel like there's somebody trying to butt into your relationship. I don't know, because I kind of feel like somebody could be a bit curious. I don't know, somebody could be a celebrity. I did say somebody could be a performer. So it could be something like that. Some of you are writers. This might be a week where you get inspired to write something. Or your creative side is definitely, you get a spark there as far as your creative side. Some of you are musicians. So random, you might need your eyes checked. You might need your eyes examined. Because there might be something going on with your vision. Well, I'm hearing long range vision. It's like you're afraid of what might happen in the future. You might be fixated on the future. I just kind of feel that way. All right, there might be some unexpected things that come up this week. Sagittarius, I really feel like this could be a bill. And it could be a bill that might come up this week that kind of like throws you off. So I don't know, you might have to be digging into your savings, or you might have to pull out some money from a different resource. If you borrow some money, this could be somebody coming to borrow money from you. But as it pertains to your money, be careful about your spending and your credit cards. You know, I think that your guides are telling you be careful, be frugal. I don't know, live within your means, keep a budget. Because I think you want to keep from maybe letting the limits on your credit card get a bit too high. And I think there's going to be some money coming into Sagittarius. So it's like your guys are saying, put away some money for a rainy day in case you need it. Because it's like some type of decrease could have taken place last week. And I think that something may resolve itself this upcoming week. Possibly. Yeah. Okay. Wow. I'm sorry, I see so many different things in your reading. I'm not sure where to start. So that could be how you're feeling. Maybe you're feeling just that way. I don't know where to start. There's so many different things going on in my life. You could feel scatterbrained this week. When I say this week, just know that I'm talking about, over the weekend going into next week, okay? Or whenever this applies to your situation. Because keep in mind, not everything happens at the same time for everyone. Yeah, I think you are kind of like scattered. Maybe some things, like I said, some things that may come up that you haven't planned for. Some plans that maybe you haven't put into action. You might have to think on your feet and get something going here. You have to live in the moment. That's what I mean. You may need to come back to center because, again, I feel like you're thinking about the future, fixated on the future. So, yeah, your guides are saying you're going to be challenged this week with keeping your composure, keeping a sense of calm about things. Yeah, you're definitely going to need to be balanced and even keel this week. Keep your mind clear as much as possible. Okay, I think you're going to be planning, strategizing. Okay, coming up with something here, some type of strategy to something. We're going to see what this is. Some of you are dealing with an addict. And that's what I mean. Like, somebody drinks a lot. And this might give them some type of liquid courage to act the way that they do. It's like somebody acts like I'm hearing maniac. Somebody, you might feel that way. I don't know if somebody has some type of psychosis, like mental issues here. But I feel honestly like somebody is trying to fill a void through alcohol or using substances, using people. Somebody gets some kind of thrill about pushing people down. Like I said, somebody has a superiority complex. Someone around you. Let's see. What else? Okay, some of you, you could be on the brink of divorce. You could be discussing divorce with someone, with your partner this week, because it really does feel like maybe, I don't know, something is bringing you to your breaking point. You've had enough. You feel like somebody is impulsive, possibly even compulsive. So I did talk about mental illness, maybe. Somebody really likes the party scene. They really like to be seen, actually. I feel like you feel like that your person or whomever this is prioritizes their friends over this connection. And this week, I think you might be feeling a little lonely and a little kind of pushed away by your person or this person of interest, whomever we're talking about. This could be a business partner because I do see something happening with work. Speaking of work, we're talking here about, improving your finances. Money is better this week than it was last week. I think you're going to be very happy about that. If you've had some type of financial situation, like I said, possibly an unexpected bill that came in last week, and now I feel like you're trying to piece together a financial situation, it looks like you're going to be able to. So if you are out of a job or you're at a point in your career where you're not sure if you want to carry on continuing to do what you do professionally, because I do see uncertainty. So this could have something to do with uncertainty about a career, about whether or not you want to continue on the road to where you are, or even in school, if you want to continue here with the major, something that you're majoring in. Maybe you want to kind of shift gears and major in something else or do something else different professionally. I think that you might be taking a chance on that. Some people might view you as detached this week, Sagittarius. Or this might, have something to do with somebody that you're dealing with. If you are working on some type of group project this week, since I was talking about school, I don't know, like you might have a difference of opinion here. Could be some type of back and forth, arguments with people. Okay, so if you have, I think you're going to get, if your energy has been down, I think you're going to get a new spark of energy. I can't help but to notice that. I don't think that you trust certain people around you, or, you got some people that are chiming in this week, Sagittarius, that are giving their 2 cents about your situation. You could have some opinionated people around you could be kind of rude, maybe at your employment, at your place of work. And I think you're just kind of over it. And some of you might be tempted to look for another job. Like I said, you're going to come to, you're facing some type of dilemma as far as your work is concerned and about whether or not you would like to continue with what you're doing. You're wondering if you're misaligned with your purpose. And I don't know, some of you might be thinking about starting your own business. Maybe leaving a corporate job in pursuit of something that really, like I said, is more suited for you. You could even be thinking of moving. There could be some type of long distance travel that could be coming up for you. So you could definitely be getting your passport picture taken, getting your travel affairs in order. Some of you, this might be some type of spiritual journey that you're on, if this is not a literal trip that you're taking. You might have an aspiration to do something, to be a leader, a guru of some type. Okay? Because I can't help but to notice, like, you might be very witchy. You might be a solitary witch. You might be into spirituality. You might be into tarot. And because I think that there's something that you do that with a lot of accuracy, and I definitely see your spiritual team backing you on something. So again, I feel like that might be something natural, that something that you're naturally good at. Something you might feel that your calling is veered toward the spiritual side. You might find that you're very intuitive. I don't know, I kind of get that, Sagittarius. That might be something that you're curious about. Let's talk about school, right? You could be thinking about changing majors. Maybe there's this math class that's really frustrating you. And maybe you'd rather like entertain your hobbies. Maybe you do. Maybe you're into photography, or maybe you're curious about something. Okay, so I do feel like you have a lot going on. You may be looking for some type of an outlet. Or your guides are saying, find balance this week. There's a lot of things that are on your plate, but take time to have fun. You know, have fun with it. Have fun with learning, because maybe learning is just kind of like frustrating for you, maybe kind of boring. But I'm looking at this situation where you feel distrust and where you feel guarded. This might have something to do with this Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, because I can't help but to notice that earth signs are dominating this reading, as well as Aquarius and possibly Libra. I think that you might be disconnected from family this week. So this tension in these arguments could have something to do with family members. Maybe you feel, let's go back to that. This person that likes to dominate you, somebody that likes to have excessive control over you. Yeah, I think that you're bouncing back from something, Sagittarius, this week. Something could have hit you really hard emotionally last week. And in some type of relationship that you're dealing with, you might feel like somebody does not respect your relationship. They're not really inclined to open up emotionally. And I think you might be very annoyed by someone, or someone could be very annoyed by you. You might start to feel like you're wasting your time communicating with someone because you feel like they have selective hearing. And you might start to feel like a relationship is falling apart. Maybe you don't know what to do or say to remedy this situation, because I think you've had it with this person. So I think this Sagination is where communication comes in. There could be someone this week, Sagination, that could be coming in to communicate with you. Your calmness could possibly be needed in this situation if you're willing to entertain it, because it really does feel like someone knows how to trigger you. They know how to hit your buttons. And somebody may need to be honest and come clean about something here. Because I don't know, you could be catching somebody in a lie. I did say somebody snooping, looking for information because they don't really trust what they're being told. This could definitely be being done within the public. Okay, because I did say that someone is a performer, likes attention. Somebody is a thief. Somebody is inauthentic, two-faced. And I think you're going to see that about somebody this week. Or you already have. Okay, so here we go. With this card that says change is unavoidable. Right? You may not want to make a change. There's someone around you that may not want to change. That's what I mean. Spirit guides are saying you got to make a change. Change is unavoidable in this situation. So I think that your guides are coming in to eclipse something out of your life. I think that something significant, since the eclipse is happening on the 8th, I think that something might be eclipsed out of your life. Something that is in your life that you are holding on to, Sagittarius, that is not benefiting you in any type of way. In fact, it's tearing you down and you're wasting your time. It feels like your guides are going to come in to remove something out of your life for your own sanity, for your own well-being, because I promise you, it feels, Sagittarius Nation, as if something is bringing you down. You're feeling devalued in some type of way. Your self-confidence level is being challenged in some way by someone. So trust and believe me when I say your spiritual team, Sagittarius, they're going to be communicating with you very clearly, and they're encouraging you to listen deeply to the messages that they're sending you, because they're going to be connecting with you on a deep and profound way. They're going to be sending you a lot of revelations. They're going to be showing you your power, okay? Because there might be a lot of concealed power within you, some untapped potential that you have, maybe some things about yourself, some strengths about yourself that you didn't even know, Sagittarius. I think that this is something that your guides are trying to bring into view, and they're trying to break you from past life patterns. So there could be some traits that could have been passed down from generation to generation. And it's like your guides are saying it's time to cut ties here with some past life patterns. And this could be that this might have something to do with romantic relationships. It could be that maybe you got a divorce, your mama, your auntie, your grandmother, they got a divorce. Somebody just, it might seem like within your family tree, people are not able to keep relationships together. And it doesn't even have to be romantic relationships. There's something that may need, some type of chain that may need to be broken. And your guides are saying take charge and action on this situation. Now, trust and believe me when I say, Sagittarius Nation, your childhood issues, things that maybe you thought you were, that you have, you know, are not really affecting you from your childhood. You might feel like you've already dealt with that. Been there, done that. I've already worked on that chapter of my life. I've already healed it. I think something's going to come up that's going to put that to the test and show you that there's still some work to be done, just like with all of us. Everyone walking this earth's surface still has, we're all a work in progress. Yeah. Based on that, you know, there might be some anger, some angry feelings that maybe you have been harboring, some anger that maybe you have been carrying around. It might be time to unbox some type of emotions here. I don't know, there could be like, what am I trying to say? A cultural difference between you and someone. That might play a role in how you show emotions. Maybe, you know, you guys just have different love languages. Whatever this is, I think that there is some type of intense emotions that you're going to be unboxing with somebody. You could even be sharing on social media, possibly. You might be sharing with people that, you know, the good times and the bad times in your life. And I think you really may want to open up this week, or there could be somebody that may want to open up with you. Yeah, reconciling. You could be reconciling with family members. You could be reconciling in a romantic sense. But whatever this is, I feel like this situation involves sharing your emotions. Something may need to, this for some of you, you might have had a rocky situation last week. This spills over into this week, maybe even over the weekend. Communication comes in potentially, or somebody may need to initiate this communication to get a relationship to a better place. Yeah, that's what happened last week. You decided to retreat. But like I did say, some of you could be going on a vacation. You could be, there could be some type of foreign travel, whatever this is. Maybe you guys got into it on a vacation. Sag Nation, what's going on? You expanding your family? I did say a pregnancy. Some of you could be, you did go on a trip. Maybe somebody, you might have a honeymoon baby and come back with a pregnancy. What am I trying to say? Yeah, somebody wants you to have empathy for what they were going through. For some of you, somebody may have been going through something that may not have had anything to do with you. And this could have been the source of why maybe they pulled away. That could have been the source of their distrust. They're going through something. And maybe they didn't want to communicate with you, that information with you at the time. And somebody might be coming to you to tell you what they were actually going through. They may have needed some time by themselves to figure some things out. Yeah. You definitely have somebody coming toward you, asking you out. Wow. Okay, best case scenario here. Some of you could be meeting somebody that you could be getting into a long-term relationship with. Some of you could be getting married, or you could be attending a wedding. This could be maybe a destination wedding. Maybe you're being invited to a wedding. Okay. Some of you, you're meeting someone and it could no doubt be your soulmate. Or like I said, you're re-encountering a soulmate. That's what that looks like to me. You've been having some tension. I think that this is a week where you guys might work it out. Okay, but I think that someone, here it is again with the shadow self. Someone may need to face their shadow. They may need to face the things about themselves that they're covering up. Or like I said, come clean about some emotions that they've been covering up. And be real about how they're feeling. I think somebody already has a hunch. They have an instinct about this situation. They kind of feel, they kind of sense that something is off between the two of you. Okay, because like I said, somebody doesn't want to feel that way again. Somebody has a feeling, a gut feeling that that's the case. Okay, so it might be time to talk about it. This could correct a disconnected family situation here. Yeah. Somebody might be around for material gain. Like somebody might be staying in a relationship because it benefits them financially. But they got somebody else on the side. For some of you, and this could be where you're bouncing back from that. And now you're trying to find a way to reconcile and bring this back together and to move on from whatever happened in the past. Some of you could be working it out in that way. Might have something to do with this air sign. You got Virgo. I think so. Somebody has been uncommitted in the past, and I think you guys might be figuring it out. Somebody maybe needed to go away for a minute to figure out what they wanted. Somebody does not want to change. Somebody's spirit guides are really getting at them and showing them, helping them see that change may need to take place in this situation. Especially with this tower. These are situations that are beyond your control. Somebody is stubborn. They don't want to change, but they got to be able. Spirit guides, like I said, are really getting at somebody, tapping them on their shadow side this week. Like I said, this could be going on with you. Let's talk about it with health. And I'm going to start here with mental health because I can't help but to notice jealousy. There could be somebody, Sagittarius, that's jealous of you. Somebody could be clout chasing off of you. I don't know. But some of you, I feel that someone around you might have like a chronic health issue. And Sag Nation, you might be called on to maybe help somebody who's not feeling well. Somebody, a social worker, you could work in healthcare. Somebody's passing on. I don't know, some of you could be thinking about going into a healthcare career. What is this regarding health, Holy Spirit? Have you been putting off like a visit to the doctor? Especially the gynecologist, Sagittarius, if you're. This could be your mom, because it looks like this has something to do with feminine health. Your mom, your sister, healing. Okay, you could be sending someone some healing energy. Some of you could be Reiki. Reiki healers. Okay, somebody is going on into the afterlife. Or they already did, and they're definitely sending you signs that they miss you. They could be showing up in your dreams. But your spiritual team, okay? Including your passed on, deceased loved ones, I think that they're definitely sending you signs that they are with you. Sagittarius nation. That's what I mean. Your spiritual team. You're definitely going through some type of awakening. Because your spiritual team is definitely tapping you on your third eye about some things here. So just to review, yeah, this is going to be a week, Sagittarius nation. No, wait a minute. Let me backtrack because I didn't talk about health. I think I did. I'm going to leave it there. This is a week, Sagittarius, okay, where your composure is definitely going to be put to the test by somebody around you, or this is you doing this to someone. Divine timing steps in, and it's time to make some very crucial decisions, Sagittarius nation, and to get yourself out of a place of confusion. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Spirit Guides. That's exactly the case. Your spiritual team, no doubt, they're going to be stepping in with feathers. You might be noticing a lot of feathers around you. This is definitely your ancestors chiming in, again, to let you know that they are around you. And I think that this could be somebody that passed on that wants the family to get together, to be together, to stay together. Somebody's like the cornerstone of the family, and this is somebody that passed away. Harmony and resolution. There's a passed on loved one that's telling me that they want the family to find a way to stick together and to find balance. To communicate and to be honest about some things. Because I promise you, this is the source of someone's anger, is the fact that they can't be honest, or someone doesn't want to accept honesty. They don't want to accept constructive criticism. Whatever the case is, this is definitely going to be a week of surrender. Certain things are going to happen, Sagittarius nation, that are completely out of your hand. But out of your hands, rather. Because it looks like you're trying to grasp at something here, and it's out of your hands. And your spirit guides are saying, exactly, Sagittarius nation, it's going to be necessary to surrender to some type of change. And I think that, I don't know, you may be happy as a result of making some type of changes here. These might be some difficult changes, but they're saying you got to be able to bend and change and to be flexible. This is also healing on a soul level, emotionally, right? We're talking about shadow self. Some things that trigger you, make you sensitive, right? These are going to be some things that you're going to work through. Yes, but I think towards the end of the week, mid to end of the week, I think you're going to be able to figure out, yeah, you're going to be able to get your balance back. But I promise you, someone is going to need to be, vulnerability is going to be needed. This guardedness, this communication that takes place, this honesty that takes place here requires vulnerability. Requires you to give more than surface level. When it comes to a health issue, I'm sorry, I saw this card that said take action. Yep, signs and reminders. Let's go back there, because your spiritual team, they're definitely speaking to you about this. They're taking me back to this. Feathers is going to be a significant thing, right? Regarding a deceased loved one, feathers, butterflies, birds, maybe even rainbows might take you back down memory lane with somebody that you have a lot of gratitude for, or they're trying to say that they have a lot of gratitude toward you for being there in their time of need. Opportunity and change. Here it is. You have change all over this reading. So speaking of that, I was saying that your spiritual team, your ancestors are going to be sending you messages here. It could be through coins. You might be seeing just random coins on the ground or wherever. Opportunity and change. Something has to change here. I think it's up to you though. And yep, your spirit guides are telling you they're definitely stepping in and protecting you. What are they protecting? I don't know. I'm not sure what they're protecting you from, or this might just be that they're giving you guidance, protecting you from possible pitfalls with this Tower card. They're going to help you avoid certain things by not just looking at certain things on, yeah. They want you to look deeper into something. Because you might be looking at something surface level, but they're telling you, look deeper into something. I promise you, you must have a stalker, Sagittarius. Somebody's watching you in the shadows. Black cat. Some of you might have a pet, possibly. They might need to go to the doctor. Unless you lost a pet. All right, let's see. Holy Spirit, what would you like? Yeah, before we go into the advice, there's something that you're doing over and over and over again. Repeating this, that we talked about the same patterns, and that's where the change comes in. But I think your work is becoming monotonous. And there might be time to shift your perspective on something. You got a decision to make about your work. Reevaluate if this is something that you really want to do still, because it looks like it's time for expansion. It's time to move on to the next thing, or it's time to expand a business, expand your mind in some type of way. Set clear boundaries. Empower yourself by setting limits, such as saying no to a request or socializing less. This kind of self-care creates more respectful, healthy relationships. There might be some people, because it does look like maybe you might need to fall back from people's energy, socializing with people, and you might need to be very clear about your boundaries this week. Because for some reason, I think that certain people might come and teeter-totter on your boundaries. So your guides are saying, make sure that your boundaries are very clear to the people around you. Because, like I said, I think somebody will try you this week. Find your purpose. When you feel like you don't fit into this world, remember that you are here to create a better one. Your tender heart is a treasure. When you feel like you are not, that you do not fit in this world, you might feel like a complete foreigner to this earth, Sagittarius. And I feel that this has something to do with some things, some belief systems. Your third eye is opening. I think you're going to get to see what your purpose is, that you were sent to this earth to open people's eyes and enlighten them in some type of way. But I think that your mind might be your biggest block at times. You might have a tremendous gift, but I think that because you overanalyze, you're overly critical of yourself, you can miss out on an opportunity here. Maybe there might be some people that want to collaborate with you. But I definitely feel like you're aligning with your soul's mission this week or in the coming weeks. Definitely, Sagittarius Nation, your guides are saying, center yourself. Take a few deep breaths to regain your center. Now you can approach life from a more mindful place. I started off, your guides started off the reading talking about scattered energy. Yeah, they're telling you, center yourself. This is going to make a world of difference, Sagittarius, with the things that you might be kind of pelted with this week. These curveballs that might be coming at you. Yeah, quiet your mind. Overthinking a problem. Confirmation of what was just spoken here about overthinking. Overthinking a problem is not the key to any door. Take a few deep breaths to still your inner chatter. Let yourself be for a while. Yeah, that's scattered thinking. This thinking 10 paces ahead or 10 years ahead of the game, your guys, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like you still have to find a way to come back to center and live in the present. So with that, Sag Nation, this concludes your weekly check-in with Angelic Ascensions. I hope that it was helpful, Sag Nation. Thank you for tuning in. I will see y'all next week, Sag Nation. If you'd like to book a personal, my website happens to be AngelicAscensionsTarot.com. Peace out, Sag Nation.